Hello everyone and welcome back to the Player's Choice videos. Today's video is brought to us by Frost Samurai, who's giving us back to the genre that I covered a lot when I first started doing these videos, which is visual novels. Now the question is, you don't know what this is yet if you're watching this on the release. So we click the English button. When we click it, we'll learn that this game is... I mean, I know what it is, but you might not. Today we're taking a look at Umineko, When They Cry, or Umineko, When the Seagulls Cry, or Umineko, When They Cry, Questions Arc. It has many names. 7th expansion presents Welcome to Rokenjima, When They Cry 3. 3? That's confusing. Okay. Okay, controls text speed. 1, 2, 3, toggle. Okay, this is a bit strange looking. Episode 1, unlock. Remove the lock. If you do not progress, you will probably be confused and lose interest. Aha. Okay. Legend of the Golden Witch. Welcome to Rokenjima. The Golden Witch extends her heartfelt greetings. Please take it easy and relax for the time being. There's no need to think overly hard about any of this. Quietly accept all that is about to happen. That is all that's left of you. The difficulty level is standard. What difficulty? I am confused. I'm quite confused. What? Tips mode. In the middle of the game, at any time, a right click will open up tips. Here you can save and load. The character profiles, additional information will appear as you go through the story. Probably a good idea to take a peek here every once in a while. Okay. The story is obviously fiction, fantastic in nature. Any resemblance to existing individuals, organizations, locations, or instances is entirely coincidental. So I guess I should say, I don't know almost anything about Umineko, other than it's a visual novel. It has a fighting game. There are different visual art styles. This is the remake art style. Oh my god. That's the original. This is the remake. System. Tips. Save, load, backlog, title. Oh, this is wild. Exit. Okay. Okay, so it's again, it's a visual novel. There's mystery to it. It has a fighting game, and there's the clothing for this appear in a museum. I watched Red Bard's video on that. It's very strange. Again, so you still haven't overcome your love of alcohol? The old physician let out a sigh as he removed the stethoscope. 2 elderly men could be seen in the dimly lit study, which was filled with dust and a sickly sweet stench. In the corner of this room, which was much larger than what most people call a study, was an expensive-looking bed, a man undergoing a medical examination, and the physician conducting it. There was also what happened to be a servant watching over the whole scene. The bottle is my friend. Okay, what does this guy look like? Oh my god, these original graphics. It is no less of a friend than you have, and it has stood by my side even longer than you have. As the man bearing his chest for the stethoscope arranged his clothes, he spoke unapologetically. Kinzo-san, your body only appears to be well thanks to the effects of the medicine. However, if you continue to drink such strong spirits, the treatment will become meaningless. Trust my judgment. Refrain from drinking. I thank you, though, only for the sentiment, my friend. Genji? Uh-oh. I'm allergic to alcoholics. Another glass. Oh, why is my volume increasing? It's because I rubbed up against it on the seat while I was sneezing. Water it down slightly. That way, Nanjo can save face. Are you quite sure? After eyeing both the master who demanded the alcohol and the family doctor who forbade it, Genji, the old butler, gave a slight nod and carried out his master's order faithfully. The family doctor, Nanjo, let out a deep sigh once again as he watched the butler busy himself along the liquor cabinet. Just doing it right in the liquor room, huh? There was a smell filling up the room. This sweet, poisonous aroma felt as though it melted the heart, if not the soul itself. It was the smell of that venomous green drink that the man couldn't bear to part with. Mountain Dew? That's the good stuff. Nanjo, you are my close friend. We have known each other for quite a long time. I am deeply grateful for all that you have done to keep me alive this long. I have done nothing. After all, you never listened to my advice as your physician. Haha. And you never listen when I warn you about a mistaken chess move that you're about to make. It seems only fair, does it not? Master. Thank you. I wouldn't die if I ran out of your medicine, but I would if I ran out of this. Disregarding Nanjo, who had his face set in a resigned expression, Kinzo took the glass that Genji was holding out to him. Very few people would associate that venomous color with an alcoholic beverage. Boy, you have not had my Mountain Dews. Nanjo, be honest with me. How much time do I have left? Well now, how short must I make it to convince you to set the bottle aside? Nanjo once again let out a sigh of resignation. Then he finally spoke to Kinzo as the latter swirled his glass. You don't have long. What precisely do you mean by that? Let us illustrate it with this chess game here. You have very nearly achieved checkmate, but you have not yet cornered my king. Nanjo's gaze was directed at a side table with a massive chess set placed on top of it. Judging by the positioning of the pieces, the game seemed to be entering its final stage. Black's rook and bishop were cutting deeply into enemy lines. White's king had already been castled and cornered, so that even an amateur could see that the match would reach its conclusion before long. Every time Nanjo came to give a medical examination, both of them would make a few moves. Nanjo was hinting that Kinzo would most likely fall into his eternal sleep before this game could be concluded. These were less the words of a physician than they were the words of an old friend. Were you a normal patient, I would recommend that you write a will at this point. And what is a will, Nanjo? Handwritten instructions to the vultures on how to devour and scatter my corpse? No, not at all. As the word suggests, it is a way for you to record your will for later generations. It is far more than just a means to divide up your inheritance. Oh, and apart from the division of my inheritance, what might I write of? You might write of your regrets or matters you have left unfinished. Things you want to pass down to others, or merely matters you wish to communicate. Anything you want. Things I want to pass down to others or matters I wish to communicate? Ridiculous. I, Ushiromiya Kinzo, have not one thing I want to tell or leave behind. I was born with nothing. I will die with nothing. There is nothing I wish to leave to my foolish children. Even if the end were to come today, even if it were to come right now, I would accept that fate of death without a trace of fear. I created everything. My fortune, my prestige is yours for the taking, but I have left it all in one piece. Sorry, everything. Those were built by me and they will be lost along with me. There is nothing I wish to leave behind. Nothing! After I'm gone, I care not if it all goes to waste. I desire no tomb, no coffin. Those were the terms of the contract I made with the witch. When I die, everything will be lost. The physician's like, I have no idea what's going on right now. That has been a part of the promise since the beginning. That's why nothing will be left behind. There is nothing I can leave behind. After reaching a furious crescendo, that's a good pair of words, Kinzo suddenly slumped over. His expression was limp and feeble, as though an evil spirit had possessed him and then left. However, I do have one regret. I have nothing to leave behind, but there is one thing I cannot leave undone. You would do well to write it down. Of course, it would be best if you could finish it before your time comes. However, even if the worst happens, those who come after you will carry it to completion. You must leave behind your regrets so that they can be resolved, even if you are unable to do so yourself. That is the purpose of a will. When Nanjo tried to gently pat Kinjo's shoulders, the dying man flew into a sudden rage and batted away Nanjo's hand. It's useless, muda muda muda! It must be done while I still live. At the moment of my death, my soul will be devoured by the demons of the contract and wiped out of existence. For me, there will be no peace or another world after death. That's why everything must be completed before I go. That's why a will has no meaning for me. And even if I had a chance to write such a thing, if I did have such a chance, I'd want... Oh, who's saying that? I'd want to see it. I want to see it one more time. I want to see Beatrice's smiling face one last time. Oh, Beatrice, why have you resisted me for so long? I'll return everything you have given me. I am prepared to lose everything, so please show me your smile just one more time. Beatrice, I beg of you, you must be able to hear my plea. That's the kind of woman you are. I beg of you, show yourself to me. You're here, aren't you? You're standing there invisible, listening to every word I say. And even now you're mocking me from somewhere in this room, aren't you? Please, appear before me once more and smile. Feel free to scold. Oh my god, he's really going. Feel free to scold me, even snatch away my life by your own hands if you so desire. I don't want to die alone like this. I cannot let myself die until I've seen your smile just one more time. Ah, Beatrice, Beatrice, I offer up this life of mine. I offer it up to you. I'm begging you, Beatrice. And then he dies. Boy, some of those original designs sure are things. I'm very confused why it keeps saying the number 3. Is this the third game in this series? The first day, October 4th, 1986. I'm going to open up the internet right after... Okay, so I'm going to open up the internet. So this is Rokkenjima 3? Okay, let's see here. List of Umineko When They Cry titles. Okay. Wait, there's a lot. Okay, so this is the first one. Umineko no Naku Koro ni Episode 1 Legend of the Golden Witch. Okay. Why is it called 3? Okay, wait. Umineko is the third title in the When They Cry series, preceded by Oh! Higurashi is actually related to this? Really? Okay. I didn't know that was related at all. Huh. Okay. That's confusing. I'm gonna just type in the When They Cry series. Okay. Because there's Higurashi when they cry. Then there's Umineko when they cry. And then there's Sisionia when they cry. Okay. Huh. Also, I just clicked on Sisionia and it says involves people trying to prevent the outbreak of World War IV. Wow, they've already updated it, huh? Huh. So, how necessary is Higurashi to this? I don't know. Because I've heard... I don't know. I feel like I'm on the outside of this. All I know about Umineko is that there's a fighting game. Whoa. Things sure move with the times. I can't believe we'll be able to make the trip in 20 minutes. I couldn't help but scratch my head and marvel at how far things have come in the recent years. We used to go by boat. Back then, we were all forced to endure nearly half a day of swaying back and forth over the sea before you reached Nijima. It'd be Niijima, right? Because there's the two eyes. It'd be Niijima. Or it'd be Nijima. Probably Niijima. Things have gotten much more convenient these days. Still, I've never been on a plane this small. I've flown in a huge jumbo jet before, but this will be my first experience in such a tiny one. It's gonna shake, isn't it? They say smaller boats shake more than big ones, so I guess the same rule probably applies to planes. Just spare me. Ha! Don't worry, Battler-kun. Is his name Battler? Okay, what do you look like? Ah! Yeah, you're improved. It shakes much more than the boat did. Oh my god, look at him. Compared to that. Oh my god. Holy crap, this change. Okay. Is that you, George Aniki? Don't scare me like that. You just shaved 3 years off my life. Anyways, what's shaking got to do with anything? Ehehehe. You don't actually think I'm scared of the plane shaking and maybe falling out of the sky or something, right? Of course not, my mistake. I see you've changed a lot since we last saw you. After all, it's been 6 years since then. You're not a kid anymore. Haha, they say when you go to this and you're like, yeah, he could be still. Sheesh, and here you're old enough to smoke and drink. Oh, these are clear adults, okay. I've got no interest in smoking, but I've always wanted to try some booze. Well, if you've got your dad's genes, I'll bet you can hold your own when it comes to your drinking, right? Well, I usually drink for business rather than pleasure. It's pretty hard to do business in Japan without it. That is true from what I've heard. Ehehe, that's a horrible laugh. That's exactly right. That's why I never miss a chance to get in some practice. That's no good, Battler-kun. You're still a minor. Oh, Battler is still a minor. Don't you know alcohol can stunt the growth of, Never mind. Come on, I'm tall enough already. In fact, it'd be easier to find clothes if I shrunk it a little. I puff out my chest proudly. Until I hit my growth spurt, my height was well below average in my class, but then I grew and grew. Before I knew it, I passed 180 centimeters. That's 5 foot 11 inches. I guess I have all that muscle training and those shady mail-order performance-enhancing drugs to thank for. I'm sorry, wait, what? Hold up, that last part, okay. Before that, I never dreamed that I'd shoot 10 centimeters past George Aniki, who reached his peak height early on. Damn, I bet all my relatives will say, look how big you've grown, Battler. Chat, his name is Battler, or something. It's also embarrassing. I wish they'd just give me a break. Anyway, my name, Battler. Well, it's pretty damn weird, don't you think? Yep. I've got to wonder what my parents were thinking when they named me that. I've never met anyone who could read it right the first time. I usually get called Sento-kun. Sorry, but that's not even close. My name is written. That's how it's written. Can you read it? The first part is my family name, Ushiromiya. Okay, so he is like the son of that old guy who was dying. That's a fairly plausible Japanese pronunciation so far. The problem is my given name. That and that is made up for the characters for fight and person, and it's pronounced Battler. Put it all together, and you got Ushiromiya Battler. Pretty crazy, right? It's crazy enough that my parents decided to call me that, but it's even crazier that some government worker let them make it official. Both groups are at the top of my must-kill list. Anyways, it's one of my cousins. His name is pronounced Uroshima Okay, I gotta say this right. Ushiromiya George. He's 5 years older than me, so must be turning 23 this year. Since the Ushiromiya cousins consist of 2 boys and 2 girls, I ended up playing with George all the time. And because I've always thought of him as a big brother, I still call him Aniki today. Oh, Battler-kun, look how big you've gotten. What do you look like? Whoops, that's not the right thing. Oh yeah, it says about the same. Oh, Battler-kun, look how big you've gotten. You know what they say, leave a boy for 3 days, you'll hardly recognize him. It must be in his blood. Dang, mama. Yeah, oh, okay, they took her from looking of dubious age to clearly an elderly woman. Rudolph wasn't that tall either until his high school years. Perhaps people end up taller if their growth spurt comes late. Nah, it's nothing special. A real man needs to be tough on the inside, too. Exactly. Battler-kun here knows exactly how it works. Real men win or lose based on what they've got on the inside. Can't never forget to keep up your training and discipline. You gotta do that. Wait very alertly for the perfect moment and strike. Now, I never even imagined that I'd become the company president I am today of my own domain. Yep, to think I've come this far starting out penniless and ruined. This stout, plump old guy is George Aniki's dad, Uncle Hideyoshi. He's the husband of Dad's older sister. In other words, we're not blood related. He's nice to children, sociable all the time, and even quick to give some spending money to us kids. Simply put, he's an awesome uncle. He speaks in an odd and very noticeable Kansai dialect, but he's actually a natural-born Kanto man. Gen 1ers. Hate him. That's a joke. I know, don't worry. Apparently impressions are everything in the business world, so speaking in a different style than other people is an act that makes him stick out more. However, I hear he gets embarrassed when he's talking within the earshot of a real Kansai person, so he switches back to standard Japanese. I don't really get it, but he's definitely an interesting person. If only you weren't so quick to brag about your life story. That's enough for now, I think. I'm sure Battler's getting tired of it, aren't you? Nope, not at all. Hee. Nothing wrong with that. I think it's pretty cool for a man to have some stories he can brag about. I don't have anything like that at all. Oh, really? I'd imagine a man with your looks would leave girls crying left and right. I can't believe you have nothing at all to brag about. What? You're joking, right? Of course nothing weird like that's ever happened to me. Heck, I wish it would. Come on, you aren't fooling anyone. You must tell your aunt about it later. After all, nothing of that sort ever happens to George. This is George Aniki's mother, Aunt Evangelion. She's my dad's older sister. She and Uncle Hideyoshi are a pair of jokers. They've always teased me back as far as I can remember, and boy, it makes me feel weird. Sometimes it made them a bit hard to get along with when I was small. Well, I guess the events of the last 30 seconds prove they can still be hard to get along with. Even so, George Aniki's family is interesting and fun, and they seem to get along just fine. Sheesh, it's pretty much the total opposite of my family. Jeez, them yabos. What do you originally look like? I kind of prefer her original design. Battler-kun, have you seen Rudolph-san? Huh? He headed off to the bathroom a while ago. Is he not back yet? Maybe the poor geezer dropped dead. What? I'm sorry. Namuna. Is that a laugh? I'm Googling this. So you're saying it is Namun. Okay, so I Googled it, and there's apparently nothing. Namu. That's no way to talk about your own father. Still, this isn't the first time he's taken so long in the bathroom. Yeah, the guy's always been that way. Does he really take a magazine with him every time he needs to take a dump? And what on earth's he doing with those particular magazines? Hehehe. Every single time I record a video, my phone goes off. This has happened every single day this week. I swear. I'm so mad. I'm not even answering that. I'm just gonna let it keep ringing. Ooh. You don't need to worry about that at all. Since we've been together, I wouldn't let him do that on his own. Hee hee hee. Oh, that was the girl saying that. Oh, I'll have to get the juicy details later. Sounds like Dad's got his balls in an iron grip. Oh, okay. You know exactly what would happen with that man if I didn't keep a tight grip. Are you the mom? Jeez, no kidding. You're the only one capable of reining in that old bastard. As his son, I'm more than happy to let you take over. Yes, leave it all to me. I'm sorry, what happened there? After all, that's my specialty. This woman is my father's wife. Her name is Ushiromiya. I gotta keep getting used to that. Kirei. As you can probably tell from her conversation, she's not my real mother. She's basically my stepmother. My real mom died 6 years ago, and Kirei-san is the woman Dad married afterwards. It's understandable for someone my age. I would never bring myself to call his new wife Mom, and I doubt she feels like using the word son on this massive kid who's no relation to her at all. We aren't little kids. We know there's nothing to be gained by fighting, so we decided that we wouldn't force ourselves to pretend we are family. I've decided to act a bit more frank with her, acting as though she's a friendly neighbor instead. It's much easier if we keep a little distance instead of forcing ourselves to act all close and making each other uncomfortable. Kirei-san has always been very open about all this, and thanks to that, we've been able to get along pretty well. Then, just when we were bad-mouthing Dad about being in the bathroom, the man himself came back, wiping his hands with a handkerchief. Oh, wait, no, you're not the same person. You're different. Battler. Hey, what's up, Dad? Ow, 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 don't pinch me in my ear. So you've been talking trash about me with Mom again, haven't you? What makes it so hard to show a little respect for your father, Ow, 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 damn it, that hurts. You can stretch my ear all you want, I'm not going to be able to fly. That hurts. Come on now, up, up, down, down, left, right, Konami code? Now say, Father, please forgive me for being so rude. Like hell I will. Go find yourself some members-only store if you want it that much. Yeah, let me go. Why is the text going like instantly there? This old bastard is my dad. I think I'm pretty tall myself, but my dad's just about as tall as I am. It's no surprise Aunt Eva started talking about Dad's blood when she saw my height. By the way, my height is the only thing I got from him. Seems having weird names runs in the family. Dad's full name is written like that. You can't read it, can you? Come on, it's just... Stop that. I can't read that. Anyway, this guy's name is pronounced Rudolph, which in Japanese would be like Rudolph, which is, yeah, kind of rough for Japanese. He must hate Grandfather for giving him that name. Still, that's no reason to pass that weird naming tradition on to me. As the old bastard twisted my ear all over the place, Aunt Eva snuck up from behind and grabbed his ear. Hey, Rudolph, you should know better than to physically abuse your son. That hurts, Aneki. I've never literally heard of that word, but I guess that's the female version. This scene perfectly illustrated the relationship between the prankster younger brother and the older sister who could deal out punishment to him despite his size. I think that's good enough for now, Ivane-san. I'll make sure to stretch out his other ear later on. Oh, my apologies. I must leave some pulling for you to do, Kirei-san. Rudolph, make sure Kirei-san gives you lots and lots of punishment later on, okay? You're the one to talk, Aneki, abusing your younger little brother like that. Hideyoshi-ni-san, I'd like to thank you very much for picking her up. If you hadn't been so generous, she'd still be unsold in the store. You have my gratitude and apologies. What? Who are you calling unsold? After taking 2-3 steps back, Aunt Eva unleashed one of her beautiful reverse roundhouse kicks, which stopped just a centimeter from the tip of Dad's nose. After starting out with Tai Chi Chuan for her figure, Aunt Eva developed an interest in the Chinese martial arts. You can tell because that's her outfit, obviously. After that, she went through Karate, Taekwondo, Capoeira, and now what's she learning now again? Well, anyway, they say a woman's weapons are in her lower body, and that's literally true for Eva. Is she playable in the fighting game? I really hope so. Rudolph, did you know that a single direct blow to the side of the head would knock you unconscious? Not so long ago, I accidentally connected in a practice match, and my opponent was out cold. Ah, sheesh, what a pain. I'm so sorry she can't keep walking like a freak. Dad, completely unfazed, shrugged and smiled ironically at Uncle Hideyoshi. I never had a brother or sister myself. When I see you two bickering with each other, it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. It sure is nice to have a big family. Oh, then why not consider making a little brother for George-kun? He's already a fine adult who's about to go off on his own, so it might be a good time to have another child. Hey, have a little sympathy for the new kid, all the pain and suffering he'd have to live through. I'm surprised even George-kun turned out as well as he did after being born from that sinister sister of mine. And what an awesome kid he is. Please share some of that with our blockhead son someday, will you? That's not at all how it happened. It's thanks to even Ne-san's proper rearing that George-kun became the kind, gentle kid he is now. I feel like a kid when the parents are talking. Like, that's how I actually feel. Isn't that right, Ne-san? Oh, come now. You think so? Our George still has a long way to go. Oh, by the way, how's your little Anj-chan doing? I heard she was vomiting. Oh, that's right. And I was hoping to finally see her face after such a long time. She okay? She often catches a cold when the seasons change. She's very frail. I did want to bring her along, but we decided to have my family look after her this time. I think that's a wise move. Or her. She'll do a lot better if she stays away from the venomous head family household. A child's health is always more important than an adult's convenience, don't you think? I don't even know who's talking right now. This is a problem. I know some... Oh, it's him. I know of some great medicine for vomiting colds like that. When we get back home, I'll send you some right away, so please let her try some. Thank you very much, Hideyoshi Nissan. I'm always in your debt. And once the conversation suddenly veered off in that direction, we kids didn't have a chance of butting in. For now, I'm just happy Aunt Eva gave Daddy's just desserts for tugging on my ear. Are we still waiting for the weather report? George Aniki pointed at the counter. The checking weather sign was still stuck next to the departure times for the flight we were scheduled to board. According to Aniki, smaller planes are more subject to winds and other effects of the weather. And it's not at all uncommon for flights to be delayed because of that. Wait a sec. We are totally sure it's not going to shake, right? From down here on the ground, it looks just cloudy, not windy. Well, I guess it's different up where the planes fly. The weather's a bit uncertain today. Auntie Eva looked at the TV in the lounge. The weather forecast was being broadcasted, informing us that a typhoon was approaching the Kanto region. A typhoon again? Guess there's no helping it with the annual family conference being held in October. Couldn't he have chosen a better season? I agree. I always hoped we would have it sometime around the Obon Festival mid-August. In that case, why don't you suggest to Father and Ne-san during the conference? Very funny. Why don't you do it yourself? Our brother would never listen to anything I suggested. No way. It doesn't really bother me that much to have it in October. I was just saying you might want to propose it since you hate typhoons so much. I only said that typhoons always come around this time of year. You're the one who said you wanted to move it to the Obon Festival, right? Well, you said it too last year. Didn't you say that it'd be easier to fit into your schedule if we had it during the Obon Festival? I never said anything like that. Oh, yes, you did. I certainly wouldn't forget something like that. No, I didn't. You're the one saying that all the time. Didn't you know? Stopping a kick just a hair's breadth from impact is a very high-level technique. Sheesh, women your age shouldn't spread their legs like that. Dad and Aunt Eva's argument looked no different from a couple of brats quarreling. Even though they usually behave like normal parents, they turn right back into kids again when they meet their siblings at family conferences. You're the one who looks like a real adult, analyzing it all calmly. I hope I never turn out like that old bastard. I'd much rather end up as an intellectual adult like you, Aniki. Like me? I still have a long way to go. I still have very little experience out there in the real world, and I need to work on becoming more confident and sociable. I think you'd far surpass me on those accounts, Battler-kun. I'm sure you'll outstrip me fast enough when you become an adult. George Aniki scratched his head and laughed, as though trying to hide his embarrassment. Of course, he was just being humble. Aniki entered a university and became an apprentice at Uncle Hideyoshi's company at the same time, studying both academics and how to become a business emperor in parallel. Then, right after graduating, got into Uncle Hideyoshi's company as his father's aide, piling up a lot of real-life experience as he devoted himself zealously to his work. His great dream is to one day stand on his own and build up his own kingdom. Aniki is a real paragon of a man, sparing no efforts as he strives towards his goal. It's no exaggeration to say that I really respect him. And then there's me. I'm nothing at all like Aniki. I'm living my happy-go-lucky, idle high school life to the max. I've got no dreams for the future. I like to just sit back, stay cool, let the money flow in, but of course that would never happen. When Aniki was my age, he'd already formed an impressive objective and started devoting himself towards studying for that goal, so I guess I can't compare at all. My dad just says, sure, you can study at the company if you like cleaning toilets. Damn it, I'm not going to be in debt to that old bastard. I'd find my way myself, if only my willpower was all it took to become an adult. Should I go on one of these self-searching journeys that are all the rage these days? Well, it sounds like I'd mooch off my parents for that kind of money. Right then, Uncle Hideyoshi shouted out loudly, He's a really nice person on the whole, but he does have a problem controlling the volume of his own voice. I looked over, I saw that he was greeting Aunt Rosa, who came late. Oh, if it isn't Rosa-san! Maria-chan, long time no see. Long time no see. What's this gremlin look like? Ah, okay, that's improved. Ooh. Maria, shouldn't that be it's good to see you again? Greet your uncle properly. It's good to see you again. What does she look like? Okay. God, the sprites are so big. God, she is so ugly. What a gremlin. There you go. Well said. How about some candy as a reward? Oh, huh? Where'd I put it? Rosa-san, it's good to see you again. It's good to see you too, Maria-chan. It's been too long, Kira-ne-san, Hideyoshi-ni-san. And, oh my, Battler-kun. Look how big you've gotten. Come on. It's embarrassing hearing that from every person I meet. Hey, Rosa, you're late. If the plane was on time, you'd barely have made it. I'm sorry, we had some trouble making our train connection, so we're waiting on the weather again. Oh, don't complain. I much prefer the 30-minute plane ride to spending 6 hours bouncing around on a boat. Even if we kept waiting for an hour, it's so much faster overall. Maria-chan's gotten huge too. So how tall are you now? Ooh, so how tall am I now? Maria-chan parodied Uncle Hideyoshi's question, looking up at her mother. I guess she doesn't remember her own height. She's probably right in the middle of a growth spurt, so her height must change every month. Give it a few more years and she'll suddenly start looking feminine. Just how tall were you the last time you got measured? You keep getting bigger and bigger, don't you, right? Ooh, woo! I think she's grown a lot since last year. Let's see, she turned 9 years old this year, didn't she? 9 years old! Ooh, woo! That's right, you're 9 years old now. Glad to see you're doing well too, Maria-chan. Yo, straight up, that's not how 9-year-olds talk. They're treating her like she sounds like she is like 2. Up you go. I guess you've gotten a bit too heavy to play airplane with. George Aniki, what a rude thing to say to a lady. Here, I'll do it. Up you go. Ow! When I went to lift her up in Aniki's place, Maria stiffened defensively, staring suspiciously at my face. Oh, that's right. Last time I met Maria was 6 years ago, and she was only 3 years old. Of course she doesn't remember my face. Maria-chan, don't you remember? It's Battler-kun. Used to play together, remember? Ew! No surprise, I guess. The last time she met Battler, she was only 3. You don't keep memories at that age. She must know everyone's face apart from mine because she meets them every year, but I haven't come in contact with the Hiroshima family for about 6 years now, so it's no surprise that this 9-year-old girl doesn't have any memories of me. Even I can barely remember being a 3-year-old crybaby. Maria, this is Battler Oni-chan, Rudolph Nissan's son, understand? The brother's son is... The brother is the son. Ooh! The ooh sound was probably her brain going into overload with a complicated explanation. I guess the phrase in that was a bit confusing. Ni or Oni, the title you used to refer to an actual older brother, can also be a family honorific for a boy who's only a bit older than you. It's like Ne or One, the word for big sister. Maria-chan, this is Battler-kun. He's your cousin, like me. Like George Oni-chan? Battler? Cousin? Ooh! That's right. You got it. This part of Aniki is what really makes me look up to him. For someone who isn't married, he's just great at dealing with kids. I'm sure he'll maybe be an indulgent father in the future. Battler Oni-chan! Maria looked straight at me with a questioning expression, as though asking whether it was okay to call me that. Yep, that's me, Battler. Nice to meet you, Maria. Ooh! Battler! Maria, you mustn't talk to him like that. Call him Battler Oni-chan. That's alright, Aunt Rosa. I don't sweat the small stuff. Hey, Maria, we're close enough that we don't need honorifics, right? Battler, Battler, Battler! Ooh! Ooh! That's right, Maria. Ooh, ooh! We horsed around for a while to make up for the 6-year gap in our friendship. She probably still thinks of me as nothing but a big new friend, but things will probably work out as we get to know each other. But I'm surprised. She's just the way I remembered her being 6 years ago. Yeah. She definitely doesn't seem like a 9-year-old. Seems that people just don't change that much after all. I'm a bit happy she's still the pure, innocent girl I remember. Her name is written Like that, there's literally a cross in her name. Of course, that is pronounced Maria. The third character looks like a cross, yeah, right, which is pretty cool. Her feelings usually don't show up on her face, so it can be difficult to tell what she's thinking, but that's just how she looks on the outside. On the inside, she's a sweet, normal girl. And then there's Maria. Maria's mother, Aunt Rosa. She's my dad's younger sister. Rosa is written like that. Here's a name that's totally not Japanese. Sorry to say, but her name's almost as ridiculous as Dad's. I've got to respect her for not ending up as screwed up as she is, or as he is. When I think about it, all the names in my family sound foreign. Just why is grandfather so obsessed with that? Because of him, even we grandchildren have to put up with weird naming sense. It's even more annoying since grandfather's own name is perfectly normal. Anyway, there's one thing about Aunt Rosa that's a relief compared to the other family members. The old bastard and Eva have this annoying urge to tease and mock people all the time, but even though she shares their blood, Aunt Rose isn't like that at all. She has the most common sense among all the siblings. Like Uncle Hideyoshi, she's a kind aunt who'll always be at the kid's side. However, possibly because she's more strict as a parent, she's not as liberal with handing out spending money like Uncle Hideyoshi. Okay, so wait, let me check here. If I go to the system, so we do have a chart here. So the wife is Asumu. Okay. Okay, so you're with Rosa. She manages a design company. Her father's identity is unknown. She can't shape up the habit of speaking like a young child. She has no interest in studying and making friends. She's interested in the occult and black magic. I see. Rudolph's second wife. She sure is the right-hand one. Rudolph. George, Zaphable, oldest of the four cousins, Hideyoshi. So we still have one family that's coming. Okay. Okay. Now we have the entire group of family members who are going to board the plane. At that moment, as though it had waited for us to arrive, an announcement rang out through the lobby. Our apologies for the delay. Boarding will now commence for Flight 201 to Niijima. We ask that the passengers please form two lines in front of the counter behind the white line. Rosa, you still haven't gone through with the boarding procedures, right? Hurry up. Oh no. Maria, come on. Ew! We had to go through a metal detector before going out on the runway. Our small plane wasn't as massive as an international flight, but it was still a plane. A staff member holding a metal detector checked us all. Once we all cleared the check, we followed the staff member out onto the runway. Come to think of it, everyone here is in the Hiroshima family. It's like this is a reserve charter flight or something. Our group stopped in front of the entrance to the airplane. Then our guide turned around and spoke, looking down on the passenger list as he did. Boarding will now commence. As I call out the names on the passenger list, please take your seat orders, starting from the front row to the right seat, going from left to right onto the next row. I'll now begin reading the passenger list. Hiroshima Hideyoshi-sama. Oh, I'm first, right here. By the way, do you have some candy, Ava? I've been looking all over for some, but I can't find any. Hiroshima Eva-sama. They're in my handbag. I'll get them once we're inside the plane. I've heard that candies are a good way to protect your ears from hurting because of the variations in the atmospheric pressure when landing or taking off. That's probably what they're talking about. Hope I get a window seat. Don't worry. There aren't any other kinds of seats. As George Aniki said, apparently there are only two lines of seats. This is what a small plane is like. We are totally sure it's not going to shake, right? Hiroshima George-sama. Right here. Don't worry, Battler-kun. It won't shake too much. Hiroshima Battler-sama. Aniki, what do you mean not too much? You can just swim if you fall from a boat, but if the plane crashes, you're screwed, right? We all get our own parachutes in our seats, don't we? Wait, we don't? Hiroshima Rudolph-sama. Come on, Battler, stop standing there slack-jawed and get in. Ow, Dad! Don't push me. We don't get parachutes. Hiroshima Kire-sama. Okay, you two, stop fooling around. Let's move on in. Ow, Kirei! Don't push me. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong one. This blockhead isn't moving. Hiroshima Maria-sama. Ew! Let's move on in. Hiroshima Rosa-sama. Maria, be quiet. This is your pilot, Kawabata. We'd like to thank you for taking New Tokyo Aviation's Flight 201 today. We estimate that the flight to Niijima Airport will take about 20 minutes. We are receiving reports of atmospheric turbulence. There may be some shaking on the aircraft, so we ask that you do not unfasten your seatbelts after takeoff. Aniki, did that guy just say we needed to wear seatbelts? In a jumbo jet, they let you undo them after takeoff, right? So it's gonna shake so much we can't take them off? Damn it, you tricked me. It's gonna shake after all. Where are the parachutes? I knew I should have taken the boat. Wacky, wacky hijinks. Legend of the Golden Witch. These are real pictures that someone put a Photoshop filter on. It's buck wild. Oh my god, it's like an opening credits scroll, but with their names. This is kind of wild. We've not met Jessica or Maria so far. Who else names are going to be here? We've not met Kraus or Natsuhi. We've met all these ones. I'm not even sure what I'm looking at. Is that a cloud? It might be a cloud. Shannon, Cannon, Goda, Kumasawa. We've met Genji. Okay. Is this the island that we're arriving at? Alright, well I guess here we are. Very triumphant music for an airplane ride. Should have taken the boat. The boat. Fall! Fall! Maria, that's enough. But what a surprise. I thought there was nothing that could scare Battler-kun. This guy can't handle vehicles for some reason. Always yells about falling and sinking and stuff. You're a disgrace of a man, you are. Ah, shut up. That thing was seriously shaking way too much. Just got a little stressed. This is my first time on a small plane like that. You call that a little stressed? It sounds like it'd be fun to take an overseas vacation with you, Battler-kun. This aunt is coming on to him. Would you like to go to Egypt with your aunt? You get to ride a plane for a full 14 hours. There's a good plan. Battler-kun, you should let Ava Nasan toughen you up some. Still, it's so hilarious. Now, everyone's got their strong and weak points. It's bad to laugh at them. Dad, you're laughing too. Hey, Maria-chan, you shouldn't laugh anymore. Shouldn't laugh anymore? Ooh! God damn it. Is being scared of planes really such a big deal? Everyone always thinks I'm a big oaf now. These are just real pictures. We split up and took separate taxis from the airport to the harbor. From there on, we'd be taking a boat to the island. The islands are right next to each other, so the distance of the trip wasn't that great. By boat, it was a leisurely 30 minutes to the island. When we reached the pier where the boat to the island was anchored, we saw a figure waving at us. Ooh, George Nisama! Who are you? Oh god, you just the original, okay. It's been, oh my god, no, she's Valga. George Nisama, it's been so freaking long. Jessica-chan, it's been years since I saw you. You've gotten taller again, haven't you? Ha! Don't give me that, it's embarrassingly sad every year. Hey, Aniki, you gotta be kidding me. Is that really Jessica? Wait a second, George? Is this big guy Battler? We both stared at each other. She definitely didn't look like that in my memories, but I do remember her crazy way of talking. Yo, Jessica, what's this now? You're kidding me, you look like a woman now. What are these, boobs? Even you managed to get a chest. Don't say that to your cousin, it's weird. Hell, let me rub him. Buddy, that's your cousin, that's weird. Don't screw around with me. I'm a blushing flower of 18. Of course my hair grew longer and I got these sick puppies. What, do you think you got boobs just to be fondled by you, loser? And speaking of you, sure, you got, like, ridiculously huge, but did you get a bit stronger, too? Don't screw with me. I'll show you how much, don't screw with me. I'll show you how much training I've done since back then. You're pissing me off. I'll beat you at your own game. This headstrong girl's name is... She was born under the same unlucky star as me, sharing the same weird kind of name. I don't know, bud. Jessica is much more normal than Battler. She's Dad's older brother's daughter. That older brother happens to be the oldest son of the Hiroshima family, so for that, it means Jessica is the direct family heir. Since Jessica and I are the same age and sometimes had a little boy-girl squabbles with each other. Okay, so let's just see here. Wait. System. So she's here with the family that we don't know. The glass breaking is so weird. We've always been fighting and joking around together when the relatives gather. Jessica grew up more quickly, so she always had me beat in terms of size and physical strength. When we scuffled in contests of strength, it usually went Jessica's way. So even though I realized I'd grown bigger, part of my mind was still convinced that I couldn't beat Jessica. Wow. What are you getting all serious for? Ow. Hey, this is nothing. Jessica, have you gotten weak? Shut up. I'm a girl, so of course I couldn't beat a guy with physical strength forever, right? Well, you've got a point there. The meat I put on my arms all went to your chest. It looks like it'd be a pretty even test of strength between my arms and your boobs. Buddy, you're weird. I told you my boobs aren't for you to feel up. Besides, how about you? Did your cute little elephant get a bit bigger to go with the rest of you? This is weird. Stop it, idiot. No, you perv. I'll be ruined for marriage. Don't touch my crotch. Hey, don't stay stuffed. People are going to misinterpret. Honestly, I was so surprised at how feminine Jessica had become that I had to joke around like an idiot to hide it. Well, considering what a bossy brat she was 6 years ago, anyone would be surprised. And I guess she's just as surprised. She probably wasn't expecting to lose to me in a test of strength. After losing that easily, she must have been shocked at how much I've grown in the past 6 years. 6 years. Once again, I'm being shown just what a huge gap of time that was. Crap. Total defeat. It's like, I'm no match for you anymore. That's not true. Even Battler-kun must have his weaknesses. Right, Maria-chan? Fall! Shh, cut it out, Maria. Let's keep that a secret, okay? Fall? How are you talking about? Sorry, but there's no chance you'll see that weakness of mine now. After all, the nightmare plane trip is already over and done with. Only thing left is a nice, quiet splashing of the boat ride. I never thought I'd start loving that piece of junk boat this much. Huh? Judge-san, is there something wrong with his head? You'll understand soon, very soon. At the time, I didn't get what Aniki meant by that big smile. What have we here? That's about the same. Oh, Battler-san, how big you've gotten. Who's it this time? It's an old lady with an apron. Oh yeah, this takes me back. I remember now. You remember her, right? It's Kumasawa-san, the servant. I can never forget you, Kumasawa-bachan. After all, you haven't aged a bit in the past 6 years. If anything, I'd say you're looking younger than ever. Oh, he's buttering her up. Oh, lately my skin's been getting quite smooth and silky. And look, hasn't my That's horrible. How'd you like... Ah! You're kidding, right? My breast fondling is strictly limited to bouncy girls. Oh, I was quite bouncy in my youth. Don't be shy, fondle to your heart's content. No. Give me a break. It's girls I'm looking for, not grannies. The jokes I'd cracked about Jessica were being turned against me. Come to think of it, Kumasawa-san has always been the type to tease people.
Kumasawa-san, stop that now. People with one foot in the coffin shouldn't jump around.
The sport with the young is the most rejuvenating medicine. Oh, it's rare for you to come pick us up, Kumasawa-san. I wonder what's gotten into you. Usually you're lumbago. What in tarnation is a lumbago? Lumbago, what is that? Pain in the muscles or joints of the lower back. Okay. Kicks in whenever someone gives you a job to do. Oh, Eva-sama, you're as harsh as ever. I found myself with some recent purchases to make, and while I was at it, I thought I would come to welcome you all. Although it does give me a bad impression if the one wanting or waiting to greet you is a decrepit old woman. Ho ho ho! Aunt Eva spoke sarcastically, but Kusama-bachan's years of experience were nothing to sneeze at. She was more than capable of smoothly and coolly deflecting that comment. Well, it feels bad to say it, but old Kumasawa-bachan may be past her prime as a servant. She might act as though she's in good health, but between the headaches and her lumbago, which again, a word I've never heard, her body's wearing out. To tell the truth, the very fact that she's still working is impressive. How old is she this year again? She must be pushing 80 at least. It's incredible that she's still able to act so cheerily. You just seem to get more and more lively. Oh, that's right, here you are. It's the tea I told you about before. Look, I brought you some. Please you tried later on. Aunt Rosa took a souvenir bag out of her suitcase. To think that she remembered a promise that she'd apparently made last year and faithfully brought it. This sort of thoughtfulness was just like Aunt Rosa. She wasn't the kind of person who would forget or break a promise. Kumasawa Bachan, that is the most mouthful, seemed deeply touched. Not only that Aunt Rosa had remembered this year-old promise, but that she would bring a gift to a simple servant like her. This woman is Kumasawa Chiyo-san. She's a senior servant who's been working at the Ushiromiya head family household for many years now. As you'd expect from someone her age, manual labor isn't her strong point, but she's kind of a super servant who can handle just about anything, from kitchen work to cleaning and laundry. It seems like her only flaw is her tendency to slack off. Here she tries to get away from heavy or troublesome work by playing up her chronic diseases. Kumasawa Baochan's case is probably a sign of craftiness rather than laziness, though it probably doesn't impress those paying her salary. Ah, well, even if she's pretty flaky when it comes to work, I can never dislike her. I guess that's probably because of her cheerfulness and constant smile. Hey, glad to see you're still in fine spirits. How's your back doing then? Even with the medicine, it's not getting one whit better. According to the doctor, nothing can be done for this one. It's what you might call an incurable disease. Oh. Anyway, Jessica-chan just keeps getting prettier. Good thing she takes off your Natsuhi-san. Alright, really? Personally, I don't think we look alike at all. I mean, I don't even want to be like my parents, because I got zero respect for them. Now, you shouldn't say such things. Though, there are quite a few people who don't want to be like their parents in our family. That's me. You sure as hell better not take after me. Your nose looking like mine already pisses me off. What are you talking about? You're surprisingly alike you and your father. Come on now, you can't be serious. Just how am I like Dad? You're a lot like him, especially in how arrogant and prideful you are. Father's blood is especially strong in you and Nissan. Wouldn't you say, Rosa? Oh, absolutely. Kraus Nissan and Rudolph Nissan are almost unbelievably like that. Okay, these names with the honorifics are getting real tough to say. Alright already. Why am I the only one under the fire from the girls? Hideyoshi Nissan, give me a hand, please. My, Rudolph-kun, you're always so popular with the ladies. I'm jealous. Oh, as usual, you're popular enough to make me jealous. Well, then everyone, shall we head over to the boat? Come on now, Maria-san. Let's go to the boat together, okay? Get on the boat together. Ooh! Everyone gets on together. Ooh! Is she a parrot? There's something wrong with her. There's something seriously up with her. Hell yeah, this time I'm not going to be scared. I'm used to being shaken by the waves. With that piece of junk fishing boat, I'm less afraid of the shaking than the engine breaking down and the boat drifting off. Oh yes, Battler-kun, I forgot to tell you. That fishing boat was completely worn out, so it was taken out of commission a few years back. Now we get taken to the island in a different boat. Alright, it's Battler's first time in a new boat. It's super comfy and frickin' fast. It can go at like crazy high speeds. Oh, that means less travel time, right? That sounds great. Having to worry about sinking is less scary than being on a plane. It'd be super awesome to get this over with as quick as possible. Ooh, is Battler going to fall again? That's only on airplanes. Everything's fine now. Anyway, it's a captain's pride and joy. Kind of modded high-speed boat. Seems he's gotten it pretty souped up. He was bragging about how he attached 4 base high-efficiency propellers to make it break 40 knots or something like that. He talks about it all the time, so I've sort of memorized the spiel. Yeah, I've got it memorized too, since we hear it every year. Captain says he's been obsessed with modding ever since he lost his speed contest with a foreign boat ages ago. According to him, that opponent managed to break 30 knots with just a fishing boat. And his thirst for revenge match got him to build an awesome, all-new, super high-speed modded boat. I'm sure you'll just love it, Battler-kun. Super high-speed modded boat? My first thought with this would be much better than a beat-up boat that could sink at any moment, but for some reason I got this feeling of foreboding. Probably just overthinking it. And then we died. Yo, but real talk, if you've never been on a fast boat, it's actually terrifying.
Hey, Battler, maybe you should just swim to the island.
Battler-kun, you shouldn't lean over the rail too much. You might fall.
Ew, fall! Damn it, this is why you're all grinning back there.
So this is a super high-speed boat that the captain started modding. Oh yes, that piece of junk fishing boat from 6 years ago doesn't hold a candle to this guy. Oh, it's shaking, it's shaking, it's shaking. Gonna fall, gonna fall, gonna fall. Gonna fall. If I fall, I'll land in the ocean and drown. Where's my parachute? I mean, where's the buoy? Give me a life jacket. Legally, you should be wearing a life jacket, sir. Battler, what the heck are you doing that for? Jessica-chan, Maria-chan, it's not nice to tease. Battler-kun, if you're scared, then just don't come out on the deck. I think you'll be able to calm down a bit if you go inside the boat. It's a no thank you, Aniki. Shipwreck victims are always the ones inside the boat. The survivors are usually those on the deck during the accident, so I'm staying right here. But it's shaking. I'm gonna fall. Whoa! Shake, shake, gonna fall. Ooh. Maria, I told you to behave yourself. But Battler-kun, it looks like you really can't handle it. I'll go tell the captain to slow down for you. Whoa, Aunt Rose, thank you. I can tell you now that safe, slow driving is definitely the way to go, even on the sea. Don't do that, Rosa. Trials and tribulations. Don't do that, Rosa. Trials and tribulations are important for young men. Isn't that right, Battler-kun? You'd be better to overcome a little scare like this. Otherwise, you'll never be able to go to Egypt with your aunt. Oh, it's the aunt. Okay. Annie, but you're so mean. Oh, I'm gonna fall. Life jacket, parachute. Whoa, wait, I'm gonna spin it around and think that way. What's the enemy aiming for? Is he doing that just to scare me? I think he's aiming. What are you talking about? If that's what he's aiming for, too bad. Like hell, I'll be scared, but no, I'm gonna fall. What are you even talking about, dude? You're having a rough time. He's having a mental breakdown at sea. So after I made a huge fool of myself for a while, and Rosa had to talk with the boat captain, and he slowed down to a more manageable speed for me. This is a bit better. I thought I was going to die earlier. Apparently, the max speed I can tolerate is extremely slow. But that just now was completely insane. The whole boat was shaking, sliding and leaping on the ocean surface. I felt like I was riding on the back of a flying fish. Jessica was still guffawing at me as I leaned against the railing, tired and disheartened. I lost that strength contest earlier, but I'm glad to know I'm no worse off where it really counts. But seriously, ha ha ha. Damn it, go ahead and laugh. One of these days I'm gonna find your weakness and get back to you, and then your boobs will be mine to squeeze. Buddy, pal, that's your cousin. Ha! Yeah, sure, good luck with that. Ha ha ha. Ew, Battler all week. Yeah, Battler all week. I want to die on land, not in this ocean or the sky. Maria was patting my back, so I patted her head in return. Her expression was blank as usual, but then I realized she was trying to console. She wanted to console me. Battler-kun, the captain's throwing in drinks to make up for this. Would you like one to calm yourself down? George Aniki and Kumasawa Bachan brought us all ice-cold cans of soft drinks covered with beads of water. Judging from Kumasawa, your name sucks. Kumasawa-san's big grin. Our parents inside the boat are probably rolling around laughing at my moment of pure terror. Damn it, I'm so embarrassed. I can't bear to face any of them. I didn't change the subject somehow. I figured I'd be the butt of everyone's jokes the whole trip, so I figured something harmless to talk about. Hey, Jessica. How are Uncle Kraus and Natsuhi doing? Oh, man and Mom. Unfortunately, they're fine. Though every other word of their mouths is study, which pisses me off. I'm so jealous since it doesn't look like Uncle Hideyoshi or Uncle Rudolph would say stuff like that. Oh no. Before I had my exams, my parents kept pressing me about it over and over. I thought it was annoying then, but now I'm grateful. I knew it. You really are awesome, Aniki. Anyway, I have to look after myself. No one tells me what to do. Well, it's not like I'd listen if they did. Hee Adler-san, have you still not returned to your parents' home? Well, I kind of go back now and then. Got lots of clothes and stuff left at the house I was living at until recently. Ew! Battler has 2 houses? Something like that. Why? Why do you have 2 houses? Only Maria, who couldn't really grasp the situation, voiced this naive question. However, the others just shot nervous glances at me, choosing not to respond even though they knew the answer. Maria? Look, you can see the harbor now. Look over there. Can you see it? Oh! Saw the harbor! Saw the harbor! Apparently, Jessica was trying to be nice by changing the subject. Ah, well, I'd rather not talk about it if I can help it, but it's uncomfortable having to be treated like some kind of weird taboo. I don't mind it that much myself anymore. I may be a member of the Hiroshima family, but the truth is, for the last 6 years, I've been living with my grandparents on my late mother's side, and I've been using her family name. When those grandparents passed away, one after the other, I basically had no choice but to go and live with the old bastard. So don't get me wrong, I didn't just run away from home or anything like that. The only one at fault here is my dad. I don't really blame Kirei-san. Being able to hold that old bastard's reins and ride him out is no mean feat. Still, the way that old bastard betrayed my mom, well, unfortunately, I still haven't fully gotten over that. We'll be getting there soon. George Aniki cleared his throat, trying to change subject. Please forgive my indiscretion. It seems this old woman has said too much already. If I've hurt your feelings... I don't mind it. No one's feelings are hurt. Don't worry, Kumasawa-san seemed to regret speaking out of turn, but I was more concerned about being worried for something like that, so just up and passed it off lightly. After that, I had a sip of my drink, and I headed over to Maria and Jessica, who were gazing at the silhouette of the island.
Oh, Battler, I saw the island. There. Ooh.
Where is it? Oh, I see it now. Even after 6 years, the island hasn't changed much. That sure is an island. The small island silhouetted in front of us had gotten pretty close. The island's name is Rokkenjima. It's a small island about 10 kilometers around, located in the Izu archipelago. Since they call this archipelago the Izu 7, lots of people think there are only 7 islands, but that's not true. There's actually several more, and Rokkenjima is one of the minor islands that don't get counted. Even if that weren't the case, I doubt you'd find many people who knew about this island. Only people connected to the Hiroshima family ever go there. In other words, outsiders and tourists never have any reason to care about it, so you never find this island's name in a travel brochure. After all of Rokkenjima Estate is possessed by the Hiroshima family. Only the Hiroshima... Their name sucks. Ushiromiya. I think I keep pronouncing it super wrong. Only the Ushiromiya family lives there, and only people connected to the Ushiromiya family come and go to from there. There's nothing there except a harbor and a mansion. The vast majority of the island is still uncultivated forest. Such a waste when it could be made into a nice golf course or something. However, when you realize that the entire coastline is a private beach, it starts to sound pretty magnificent. You probably managed to guess by now, but to put it simply, well, the Ushiromiya family is just rolling in dough. The head family apparently possesses a vast fortune, and Dad and the others who make up the branch families have built up plenty of wealth for themselves, finding success in their respective businesses. I've been living a commoner's life in my grandparents' home these last 6 years, so I'd completely forgotten, but the old bastard's house is really elegant. Everything about it is tuned to match the snobbish tastes of the annoyingly rich. Come to think of it, I guess that makes George Aniki, Jessica, Maria, and me wealthy, high-class gentlemen and ladies. Needless to say, none of us think of ourselves that way at all. I don't see myself as being rich, and George Aniki, who takes self-discipline very seriously, doesn't let himself get too comfortable. Jessica's always complaining that she'd rather move to the city than be rich, and Maria's still a kid who doesn't have any interest in money at all. Does that attitude make us any less snobbish? From the perspective of people in poverty who can't pay the bills, we really have been blessed with a lot. This isn't the place to explain any further, so I won't. Anyways, it's the same as not being able to choose the parents you're born from. I didn't ask to be born into a rich family. I don't really think it's something to be envied. It can be pretty tiring when people are prejudiced against you just because you're rich and you refuse to judge yourself by your merits. As I pondered these sentimental thoughts, Maria started shouting and leaned over the railing.
Ooh, gone.
What's wrong, Maria? Did you drop something?
Ooh, gone. Ooh.
Maria kept yelling, "Gone, gone." At first it sounded as though she dropped something, but while she shouted, she also pointed over there at the ocean. What's wrong? What's wrong? I'll look for it too if you want. What is it? Huh? If she dropped something, she probably would have looked down at the floor, but Maria's pointing out over the ocean. One would assume by that gesture would mean that she spotted something, but she kept saying that something wasn't there. Strange. Ever since my last memories of the place were from 6 years ago, I was able to spot it before Aniki, who comes here every year. Huh? If I remember correctly, wasn't there a torii or something on top of the small crag around here? It's one of those, like, red gates. Yeah, the torii gates. That's right, it was definitely there. I remember it well, since as we got close to the island, it was the first thing to greet us like a landmark. Wow, you're amazing, Battler. Even though it's been 6 years, you remembered. It was here, wasn't it? I remember, too. The tutelary god shrine and that Tory-like thing were standing all alone on that crag. And now that you mention it, they are gone, aren't they? Pretty sure they were still there last year.
Gone. Ooh.
Maybe they were washed away by the waves or something. It was a small crag, so it probably got worn over time. Well, that's my theory too. It was last summer that it disappeared. But they say an enormous lightning bolt came crashing down one evening and smashed the shrine. The fishermen whisper that having a thunderbolt fall upon our honored tutelary god must be a portent of approaching misfortune. Kuwabara. Oh my god, I understand that reference because of Metal Gear Solid 3. Volgin. You say that to ward off lightning. Cover your belly buttons. Kumasawa-san smiled impishly as if teasing us, rubbing her hands together while intoning a Japanese phrase meant to ward off lightning. However, Maria apparently took this very seriously and stared fixedly over the ocean as to where the crag housing the shrine god was supposed to be. Huh.
A portent of misfortune.
And off Kumasawa-san. Maria isn't old enough to get that kind of joke. It's okay, Maria-chan. It's just a coincidence. Nothing scary is gonna happen. Georgianiki put her hand on Maria's shoulder to calm her down, but Maria's sharp-eyed expression didn't waver. Misfortune. Maria muttered the word over and over. Apparently, repeating a single word over and over is a habit Maria's had for a long time. Ever since the word she was saying was literally an ill omen, it was a bit creepy. Yeah, that makes sense. God, she is weird. Hey now, Maria. If you say it over and over like that, misfortune will really end up happening, you know? I tapped Maria's other shoulder. Maria whipped her head around, stared in my face, and spoke unblinkingly.
Ooh. Misfortune is coming.
Huh? And just where is that coming? Where is it coming from? Answer lightheartedly, trying to break the tension in the air. At that moment, Maria held up her finger, raised her arm high, and pointed up to the heavens. When I looked up, I saw that the sky was still just as cloudy, but it had grown a great deal more leaden than it had that morning. That's right, they were saying a typhoon was approaching. We plan to spend one night on the island, but if this storm doesn't pass quickly, I won't be able to make it to school on Monday. Well, I guess it makes a pretty good excuse to be absent.
Ooh.
She apparently sensed some kind of misfortune in this cloudy sky. She's been muttering that nonstop for a while now. Girls at Maria's age tend to be very impressionable. She's just about that age many girls start to get excited about sixth senses, whether they have any psychic potential and stuff. Oh, she's a chuny. Got it. For all we know, this might be due to her childish, sensitive nature. It's okay, Maria-chan. The weather might have gotten worse tonight, but tomorrow will clear up and be a pretty blue sky.
Pretty blue sky.
She's a gremlin. That's right, by tomorrow will be a pretty blue sky. There's no rain that doesn't end, and no clouds that never clear.
Rain that doesn't end. Clouds that never clear.
I know the typhoon's coming, but soon it'll go away. It'll be okay, Maria. Maria started yelling, ooh, ooh, ooh. It looked as though she was having a tantrum because no one could understand what she was trying to say. What in the world's Maria trying so desperately to warn us about? Unable to understand her, we couldn't help but feel a vague sense of misfortune. Reminder, she is 9 years old and looks like that. I've heard that everyone can feel the supernatural, but that it weakens as you age. That must mean that Maria, the youngest of us, still possessed some kind of sense that the rest of us had lost. Wow, that's a casual way to just drop in that. I wonder if that sense is sending her a warning. At that moment, Kumasawa-san quietly opened her mouth. Rumor has it that long ago, Rokkenjima was... Kumasawa-san, let's not talk about that now. Just as Kumasawa-san was about to tell some kind of story, Jessica sharply interrupted her. Jessica's tone was extremely firm for her. I wanted to push her further, just out of simple curiosity, but judging by the look on Jessica's face, whether Kumasawa-ba-chan was likely to say, or whatever Kumasawa-ba-chan was likely to say, would probably make Maria even more uneasy. If I did try and press her for the story, the odds were pretty good that it wouldn't be anything bright and cheery. Ho, 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 I do apologize about that. The wind here is hard to bear for the elderly, so if you would excuse me for now. Gossipers have no reason to hang around after being told to stop chatting. When Kumasawa-san finally realized that she'd overstepped her bounds, she went back inside the boat. After she left, Uncle Hideyoshi showed up in her place. Since he'd arrived mid-conversation, he completely failed to notice the complicated atmosphere that hung about the scene, so he refreshingly and unwittingly swept that atmosphere aside. So in the end, it was his lack of tact that brightened the mood.
Looks like we're almost there. Okay, just a bit more. Took forever at the speed we went today, didn't it? Wonder whose fault that was.
Uncle Hideyoshi, give me a break already.
Come on, don't stop there. Seriously, thanks to Battler here, it's taking forever.
Maria probably thought that everyone was refusing to listen to her. She hung her head, wearing a fretful expression. As she did, George Aniki crouched down to meet her eyes and spoke to her kindly. Maria-chan, there's nothing to be afraid of. Because we're all together. There's nothing to be afraid of if we're together. Go ahead and say it.
There's nothing to be afraid of if we're together.
Yes, there's nothing to be afraid of if we're with each other. That's right, exactly what George Aniki said. If we stick together, there'll never be anything at all to be afraid of. Right, Jessica?
Ah, not that about that. What George Nissan says is always true, Maria.
George Oni-chan, always true.
Yes, I don't lie, so trust me. There's nothing to be afraid of if we're all together.
George Oni-chan doesn't know me.
Oh my god, I hate this.
George Oni-chan doesn't lie. I trust you. There's nothing to be afraid of if we're all together. Oh, not afraid.
Maria jumped into George Aniki's arms and hugged him tightly. After Aniki patted her head, she jumped away again. Her facial expression had undergone a 180-degree change, turning back to normal. She was once again the ordinary Maria.
There's nothing to be afraid of anymore because we're together.
Yeah, that's it. You look all better now. You're strong and that's awesome. Let's see how she looks here. Horrible!
I'm awesome!
Hey now, what's going on here? Maria-chan didn't get seasick, did she? Ha, well, something like that. We'll be arriving soon.
The harbor was already drawing near. All right. Was that like the end of the first episode? Time ticking. Oh, or something. Okay. Can I click? Should I click? I'm gonna click. Okay, I clicked. Okay. That seems like a good place to say, hey, let's hit that save button. Episode 1, achievement unlocked. Welcome to Rokunjima. So let's see here. If I go back to the... So we got our family tree going here. We actually got most of the people, all things considered. If we go back to the title. That's a creepy transition. Did we hit episode 2? No. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Okay. Game controls. There's other stuff here I could have played with, but that's fine. Alright, guys. Thank you all for watching my look at Umineko, When the Seagulls Cry, or Welcome to Rokunjima, When They Cry 3, or Umineko, When They Cry, Answer Questions Arc. Boy, there's a lot of different ones. We will see you next time for other games that are delivered via the Patreon. If you are interested, please check in the description. I am thinking of in the future doing a thing where I do a poll for kind of some of the games that I looked at, which ones we want to look at fully. This one is definitely one to consider. So if you guys are interested, then be sure to leave your comments saying like, yo, I want to see more of this or whatever. So yeah, we will see you next time, guys, for some more Patreon Player's Choice games. Ciao.